You're screaming through the sky at 600 knots just 50 feet above the ground. Your heart's not just beating. It's slamming against your ribs trying to escape. The world outside is a gray-green blur, a relentless, dizzying rush. One tiny twitch of your wrist, 1 millisecond of hesitation, and you're either etched into legend or you become a fiery, tragic footnote. This isn't a video game. This is the razor's edge where real fighter pilots live. Think you could hack it? Think you have the steel, the grit, the sheer unadulterated madness to strap into a machine designed to defy gravity and flirt with the impossible? Stick around, because today we're ripping open the only 2 doors that lead into that hallowed high-octane cockpit. One is a brutal, decade-long military pipeline that will strip you down to your core and rebuild you. The other? A wallet-bruising civilian shortcut that costs more than a brand-new Corvette, offering a fleeting taste of the wild blue yonder without the lifetime commitment. Both will change you, but in profoundly different ways. 17,000 hours of flight time, 0 ejections, and I still remember my first 9G snap roll like it was yesterday. The blood drained from my head so fast I could literally hear my own pulse thundering in my ears. A primal drumbeat against the roar of the jet. That's the bar. That's the feeling. It's a sensory overload, a physical challenge, and a mental game all rolled into one screaming, high-speed package. Ready to see how close you can get to that kind of intensity? Ready to discover what it truly takes to dance with the sky? Every kid at some point builds that fantasy. Maybe it's a plastic F-16 dangling by a thread from the bedroom ceiling, or a worn-out copy of Top Gun paused on the perfect dogfight scene. The dream of becoming a fighter pilot is almost universal, a visceral pull towards speed, precision, and a kind of freedom few ever experience. But then adulthood shows up, doesn't it? It arrives with spreadsheets, responsibilities, and a cold, hard dose of reality. Suddenly, that boundless sky has a price tag, and that dream demands a terrifying invoice. You've got 2 primary routes to get a taste of that dream. Path A, Uncle Sam foots the bill. Sounds great, right? Free education, cutting-edge training, the chance to fly some of the most advanced aircraft ever built. But there's a catch, a big one. You owe him 10 years of your life, a minimum of 110 flight hours every single year, and the unquestionable right to ship you to any dusty, desolate corner of the map where freedom needs defending. It's a full-body, full-life commitment. Path B. You hand a company like MigFlug a stack of cash, about $6 grand for starters, and they hand you roughly 45 minutes in an L-39 Albatross. Same sky, completely different invoice. One is a career, a calling, a life. The other is an experience, a thrill, a story for the grandkids. Which one still sounds sexy after the sticker shock hits? Which one truly calls to your soul? Let's talk about Path A, the military route. It's not just a grind. It's a 10-year crucible designed to forge pilots of unparalleled skill and resilience. It starts long before you ever see a cockpit. Your first gate isn't a runway. It's a commission. You can choose the rigorous academic path of a service academy, the collegiate balance of ROTC, or the intense, accelerated shock and awe of the 9-1-2-week officer training school, often affectionately, or perhaps fearfully, called the meat grinder. Imagine college finals, but instead of just brain power, you're also doing boot camp push-ups at 400 every single morning. It's a relentless, all-encompassing test of your physical, mental, and emotional fortitude. They want to see if you can handle pressure, if you can lead, and if you can think under duress. Only the sharpest, most determined minds make it through this initial filter. Once you're commissioned, the real fun begins. Undergraduate Pilot Training, or UPT. This isn't a quick course. It's an intense 12-month marathon. You'll start with the T6 Texan II, a turboprop trainer that will teach you the fundamentals of flight. This phase is broken into academic ground training, where you'll spend countless hours in classrooms and simulators, learning aerodynamics, weather, navigation, and emergency procedures. Then comes primary flying training, where you'll actually get your hands on the stick, learning basic maneuvers, takeoffs, landings, and emergency drills. Finally, advanced flying training introduces you to more complex concepts like instrument flying, formation flying, and aerobatics. You'll log around 200 sorties during UPT, each one graded, each one contributing to your overall class ranking. And that ranking? It's everything. It decides your fate, literally. Finish in the top third and you might just kiss the T-38 Talon hello, a sleek twin-engine supersonic jet trainer. Miss the cut, and you might find yourself hauling cargo or flying tankers for the next decade. The T-38 is your introduction to the real speed, the afterburner roar, the true 600 knots. It's also where you'll get intimately acquainted with G-lock, G-induced loss of consciousness. Blacking out is literally part of the syllabus. They teach you how to recognize the symptoms, how to combat them, and how to recover. You'll spend hours in a centrifuge, spinning faster and faster, enduring sustained G-forces that try to rip the blood from your brain, all while performing tasks and monitoring your own physiological responses. Fail to maintain consciousness or perform your duties, and you get another ride tomorrow and the next day until you pass. It's not about if you can handle it. It's about how you handle it. Even after graduating UPT and mastering the T-38, you still aren't fully qualified to be a fighter pilot. That comes next with Mission Qualification Training, or MQT. This is where you transition to the actual combat aircraft, an F-16, an F-22, and F-35. This phase lasts another 3 to 6 months, a deep dive into the specific systems of your assigned fighter. You'll learn radar, missiles, electronic warfare, and the complex tactics of air-to-air and air-to-ground combat. You'll experience the jarring reality of 2 a.m. alert launches, scrambling into the cockpit in the dead of night, heart pounding, adrenaline surging. From walking into the recruiter's office to soloing an F-16 with live ordnance, you're looking at roughly 3 years of non-stop, high-stakes training. And once you're qualified, that's when your 10-year active duty handcuff truly begins. Miss your physical fitness test by one measly sit-up? They can yank your medical, ground you indefinitely. There are no refunds on youth, no do-overs for a dream. The military owns your time, your talents, and your unwavering commitment for a significant chunk of your life. Now, if the thought of a 10-year commitment sounds like a bad return on investment for your 20s, there's always the one-day fantasy. Path B, the civilian route. Show up in good health, sign 6 pages of liability waivers listing every conceivable, gruesome way you could potentially die, and then squeeze into a flight suit that probably smells faintly of jet fuel and dreams. The aircraft of choice for many of these experiences is often the L-39 Albatross, a sleek, Czech-built jet trainer that's seen its share of military service around the world. It smells like jet fuel, old leather, and a hint of adventure. It tops out at 565 knots, which is plenty fast enough to feel supersonic, even though it's technically still subsonic. After a thorough but relatively quick 30-minute safety brief, where they mostly just want to make sure you know which handle not to pull, you're on the ramp. The canopy closes with that distinctive hollow thunk, sealing you into a surprisingly snug cockpit. The pilot, usually an ex-military hotshot with thousands of hours under their belt, taxis you to the runway. The burner lights, you're shoved back into the seat with an exhilarating force, and 15 seconds later, you're pulling 4 Gs through a graceful, stomach-lurching barrel roll. This isn't a simulation. This is the real deal. For an extra grand, depending on the company, they might even let you take the stick and yank it into a 6G turn. Just try not to hurl on the dash. It costs about $200 to steam clean. The total flight time? Maybe 35 minutes. The bragging rights on Instagram? Absolutely immeasurable. The credit card statement the following month? Sobering to say the least. Whether you're in a multi-million-dollar fighter or a civilian jet trainer, one truth remains constant. Gravity doesn't care about tax brackets. It's an impartial, relentless master. At 9 Gs, your 10-pound head suddenly weighs 90 pounds. Your tongue wants to slide down your throat, and your eyeballs feel like they're trying to escape their sockets. Fighter pilots learn the anti-G straining maneuver, a brutal, full-body clench that involves flexing every muscle from your abs to your calves, teeth bared like a snarling gorilla. The goal? To keep enough blood in your brain to avoid losing consciousness. Civilians typically last about 5 seconds under sustained high Gs before grayout sets in, followed quickly by G-lossy. The military standard is 30 sustained seconds of high G with no vision tunneling, no grayout. Fail that in the centrifuge and you don't just go home. You get another ride tomorrow. And the next day, and the day after that until you pass. You'll cramp muscles you never knew existed. Your calves will scream, your neck will ache, and your head will throb. Your ears will ring. Your helmet will feel 2 sizes too small, and you'll still have to read a 9-line diagram upside down while inverted. It's a testament to human endurance, but also a stark reminder. The plane will happily outfly the human every single time. It's a constant battle to keep your body from becoming a limp rag in the face of immense physical forces. Let's run the numbers, because money, or the lack thereof, is a significant factor in both paths. If you join the Air Force, your tuition is free. You'll earn a salary that starts around $42,000 a year as an officer, which isn't bad for someone fresh out of training. After your initial 8-year commitment, if you choose to stay, there are retention bonuses that can hit upwards of $400,000. It's a lucrative career path, especially considering the unparalleled training you receive. But remember, Uncle Sam owns you. Your time, your location, your deployments, they're all at the discretion of the military. On the civilian side, that adventure flight in an L-39, you're looking at $6,400 for 45 minutes of pure adrenaline. That doesn't log any flight time towards a pilot's license, and it certainly doesn't count towards any professional certificate. It's a pure experience, a luxury item. If you just want the sensation minus the risk and the massive price tag, a full-motion F-16 simulator can run you about $400 an hour. For the cost of a decent used Honda Civic, you could buy 15 hours in one of those simulators. You'd log 0 real flight time, but you could still legitimately brag that you flew an F-16 and probably even shot down a few virtual enemies. It all depends on what you're looking for: a career, an unforgettable moment, or just the visceral thrill. Pick your poison or your pleasure. Beyond the financial cost and the physical toll, there's another often overlooked currency at play: time. For a military fighter pilot, training days average 12 hours, and that's a conservative estimate. For every hour you spend airborne, plan on 3 hours of groundwork. Pre-brief, step, fly, debrief, repeat. It's a relentless cycle of preparation, execution, and analysis. You'll spend countless hours studying wiring diagrams, emergency checklists, tactical manuals, and threat assessments. It's not just about flying. It's about mastering a complex weapon system and operating it in a dynamic life-or-death environment. Your life and the lives of your wingmen depend on that meticulous preparation. This isn't a 9-to-5 job. It's a lifestyle, a perpetual state of readiness. Civilians, on the other hand, walk in at 0900. Wheels are up by 10:30 and they're home for lunch, buzzing with adrenaline and incredible stories. The trade-off is depth. With the civilian experience, you see the trailer, not the movie. You taste the sizzle, but you never truly get to savor the steak. You'll never practice a 4-ship intercept at dawn, the sun glinting off your wingman's canopy as you sweep across the horizon. You'll never feel the cold sweat trickle down your spine when the generator fails at night, miles out over the dark, unforgiving ocean. You won't know the camaraderie forged in countless hours of training, the silent communication with your flight lead, the weight of responsibility for a mission. Choose the shortcut and you get the thrill, but you miss the profound life-altering immersion. After your decade in uniform, there's an exit ramp, and for military fighter pilots, it's a wide, well-paved one. The airlines are practically waving signing bonuses north of $100,000 to snatch up ex-military aviators. After flying an F-22, a regional jet feels like a tricycle, a leisurely cruise compared to the raw power you commanded. Your skills, discipline, and leadership experience are highly valued assets in the civilian world. Walk away from the civilian ride and you're back to Monday staff meetings, perhaps with one killer screensaver and an incredible story to tell at the water cooler. But the impact on your career, your financial future, and your overall life trajectory is vastly different. Either way, gravity eventually wins. The only question is how much of your life you're willing to barter for 10 miles of smoking hot mock, for that fleeting moment of absolute mastery over the sky. If you want the uncensored cockpit audio I recorded at 7 Gs over the desert, smash that subscribe button and drop a comment below. Which path would you gamble on? 10 years of your life or 10 grand from your savings? Let me know. So what's the verdict? Do you want the badge, the career, the deep abiding sense of purpose, or just the buzz, the fleeting, unforgettable thrill? The military hands you a career, a tribe, a family forged in fire, and memories you literally cannot buy at any price. It shapes you into something more, something enduring. The civilian outfit hands you a receipt and a hell of a story for the bar, a fantastic Instagram post. Both will peel your face back and make you grin like a lunatic, heart pounding with primal joy. But only one changes your tax bracket forever, fundamentally altering the course of your life, your identity, and your future. Choose fast because the canopy is closing and the engines are spooling up. I've been there, done both. Wore the green bag, the flight suit for 12 glorious, grueling years. And last summer I paid for the Albatross ride, just to feel it again, to chase that ghost of adrenaline. The smell of burnt JP-8, that distinct acrid scent of jet fuel, still makes my pulse spike, still transports me back to those moments of pure, unadulterated flight. Whether you mortgage your 20s to Uncle Sam, or you mortgage your savings account for a single unforgettable afternoon, the view over the top of that first aileron roll is the same cobalt heaven. The horizon flips. The world becomes a canvas of blue and green. And for a moment, you are utterly free. The difference, the profound lasting difference, is what you owe when you finally land.